The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock.
The following program has been rated PG-13 and is suitable for viewers over the age of 13 years.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Starts with care. Care that's always close. Supermed.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, 5 people killed in Trelawney crash, 4 people killed hours apart in St. Anne. PNP confident of election victory, regional chairman predicts clean sweep. In Inspire Jamaica, the Giving Pot helps student authors turn ideas into stories. And in sports, Australia see off West Indies to wrap up Test series. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for Sunday, July 6, 2025. I'm Ronaldo Adams. Thank you so much for joining us. There have been reports of a series of killings within the span of 3 hours across St. Anne yesterday. All incidents involved the most used weapon, the gun. Kevin Black reports.
So we have 4 murders within the parish within 24 hours.
4 people have been killed following a series of shootings Saturday in St. Anne. The incidents reportedly took place in Scarlett Hall, Runaway Bay, and Parry Town communities. Victims have been identified as Anthony Elliott, Brook, Lemar, Lynch, and Gerald. According to councillor for the Beecher Town Division, Trumpet Bell, the incidents all happened within the span of a day.
That 2 persons were shot and killed. Another one is battling for life in the St. Anne's Hospital. Last night we have 2 here and 1 we are hoping by the grace of God that one will pull through. Then on Friday night we have 1 in Otorias, another adjoining community from here. And then last night, just before this one, I was told that we have 1 in Runaway Bay.
Bell believes that the level of crime in the parish is growing at an alarming rate. He emphasized that the situation has left residents from the respective communities in a state of despair.
And I want to extend my sincere condolences to the relatives of the deceased persons. Now with what happened here last night, I can't push the hands of the police right now for the citizens. What the citizens need to do is to come forward and tell the police what is happening and let us help the police so the police can help us.
Bell also says that the killings serve as a clear sign that crime is rampant. He insists there's need for collaboration to reduce crime and violence.
We are going to make sure that we collaborate with whatever agencies that we have to collaborate with, because we must be in charge of the place, not criminals.
The councillor is reassuring the families of the deceased to stay strong as they mourn, assuring justice will be served in due time. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
5 people are dead after the vehicle in which they were traveling crashed along the Salt Marsh Main Road in Trelawney on Sunday morning. The victims, all of St. Catherine addresses, were reportedly en route to an all-white party in Hanover when the incident occurred. Nika Lewis reports.
What many motorists unfamiliar with the space might not have known is that numerous deadly crashes occur along this stretch of road in the Salt Marsh area just outside Falmouth, Trelawney. There are no crash alert signs except for tire impressions and mangled metal bearing evidence of the treacherous turf. It's been to the detriment of those whose lives and limbs have been taken here. 5 St. Catherine residents, its latest victims, early Sunday morning. Despite road safety appeals and efforts, crashes continue. Lawmen are concerned.
Today at about 2:30 a.m., we saw a single motor vehicle accident that claimed the life of 5 persons and caused injuries to 7 persons along the Salt Marsh Main Road in Falmouth. We cannot divulge the information of the deceased persons at this time, as the family members have not yet been officially contacted. Once again, we appeal to road users to drive within the speed limit.
Amid his appeal for reduced speed and heightened care on the roads, the commanding officer remains baffled by another aspect of the findings.
The minibus was traveling from Spanish Town to attend a party in in Hanover. We are not sure where this party would have been held, because at the time this motor vehicle accident occurred, all parties should have been over, because parties go up until 2 a.m. This accident happened at 2:30 a.m. So going to a party at this hour of the morning is illegal, because at that stage all parties should be over unless extension is granted for such event.
Locals have grown increasingly concerned too.
The sink right in the corner there, so between the pan, is a very dangerous sink. You come in a speed and you drop in that sink there. If you even swing you're going to try to correct it. So you're going to try to come on this side here. The speed what he might come in with, he don't even have no time for brake. Or if he do try to brake, the brake is what going to send him on anyway. If you make him crash. So this thing need to get rid of, brother. They need to fix that thing there. You know what I say? If they don't fix it, it's going to be a lot more.
Meanwhile, there's another appeal to motorists amid the rising road fatalities in the northern parish.
The accident this morning brings the tally to 15, the number of persons which have been killed on our roadways as a result of traffic accidents. This is 6 more than the previous period last year, so we are seeing an increase in both traffic accident and fatalities. So again, we implore the motorists, take your time, drive within the speed limit, and ensure you and your passengers arrive alive.
Nika Lewis, CVM News.
A Portland mother had wished this July 4th birthday would have seen her observing some closure concerning the loss of her child. Instead, she did her next best. Our newsroom, on the other hand, understands the 2-year-old case has been redirected and it's one we will be following. More from Curlin Brown.
A mother dressed in her daughter's favorite color, getting the closest she can now to honor her memory. It would have been a day to celebrate her 10th birthday with family and friends, but instead they were spending time cleaning her tomb in the Ginger House Cemetery in Port Antonio, the 2nd year after her birth.
My name is Janice Percy, mother of Benice Burke, otherwise known as Sunshine. on the 23rd of September. Our principal dropped her off at my workplace about 2:30. I took her to my ex. I meet him with her.
As she breaks, she explains this was the last time she saw her sunshine alive, as a person in whose care she left her, then 8-year-old, delivered some bad news that evening.
He come tell me say, sunshine up at the hospital and she might dead. I want to know what happened. I really want to know what happened. I need answer from 2023 till now. And now I can't get no justice. I don't know what happened to my daughter.
According to the mother, the police reached out to her on the 24th of June with an update information regarding the cause of death based on a post-mortem and the burial order she got, which said pending. CVM News was reliably informed the matter has areas of sensitivity and has been submitted to the coroner's court.
The People's National Party's Region 3 chairman, Dennis Gordon, has made a bold statement as the party calls for an election date. Dennis Gordon says he's confident the PNP will easily secure all the constituencies within the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew. Kevin Black has more.
Will sweep the eastern region in the upcoming general election.
The People's National Party, PNP, has expressed confidence in securing victory in the upcoming general elections, a sentiment it echoed at a PNP divisional conference in Vineyard Town, St. Andrew. Region 3 chairman and councillor for the Maxfield Park Division, Dennis Gordon, told the supporters the PNP is gearing up to sweep eastern region of Kingston and St. Andrew.
It therefore means that Central Kingston will return home to where it belongs. Comrade Steve McGregor will deliver. East Rural St. Andrew with Comrade Peter King will deliver East Rural St. Andrew.
Gordon emphasized that the People's National Party is more caring to our children than the Jamaica Labour Party, as he referenced the latest deaths of neonatals at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital. He's confident the PNP possesses the means to reduce premature child deaths more effectively than the governing JLP.
I saw the news today about 12 babies, 24 babies that passed. Your chairman has built the only Suma lab in the English-speaking Caribbean to prevent incidents like this. It is at 18.5 Linders Road. So, Dr. Tufton, wherever you are, see me. I can deal with it for you and the people of Jamaica.
Gordon mentioned that the pre-existing care displayed by the PNP towards constituents is what gives them the edge over the JLP.
It is the People's National Party that put people first. It is the People's National Party that care about our children, and we are ready to fix it. So comrades, whenever they sound the trumpet, and whenever he flies the gate, Region 3 is ready.
He's urging the Prime Minister to proceed with the election, adding the PNP is prepared to regain power. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
In light of the retirement of previous Justice Adrian Saunders, Winston Anderson has been appointed the next president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ. His appointment was confirmed at the 48th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM earlier today. Prime Minister Andrew Holness expressed during the meeting that the event marks an important step in addressing shared crime-related issues across the Caribbean. Meanwhile, the Caribbean Court of Justice has entered a new chapter of leadership in a historic ceremony The Honorable Mr. Justice Winston Anderson was officially sworn in as the third president of the CCJ. The event, held at the court's headquarters in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago, was attended by regional dignitaries, legal luminaries, and members of the judiciary. Justice Anderson, a Jamaican national, brings decades of legal scholarship and judicial experience to the role. He notes the Caribbean Court of Justice is not just a court of law, it is a court of the people. I pledge to uphold its independence, deepen its legitimacy, and ensure that justice is not only done, but seen to be done across our region. That was said by the Honorable Justice. Justice Anderson's appointment marks a significant moment for Caribbean jurisdictions. As the first Jamaican to hold the post, his elevation is seen as a unifying symbol for the region's legal fraternity. And we'll take a quick break and we'll have more news when we return.
Every day starts with care. Care that's always close. SuperMed Family of Pharmacies is where you go for everything you need. From your morning routine to life's biggest moments, SuperMed Family of Pharmacies is always by your side. Whether it's prescriptions or household essentials, trust the care that's close to home. Super happy, super healthy, SuperMed.
Join us this week on Tourism One-on-One as we examine the growth of the Morgans Group, the local bedding manufacturer, and how they have benefited from various initiatives of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, including through the Tourism Linkages Network.
Our guest today has competed in 5 Olympic Games. I'm talking about Jamaica's most decorated swimmer. It's none other than Aaliyah Atkinson. Do you know that Jamaica is very proud?
But I never got that while I was swimming. In 2014, I was the first person of color, male or female, to ever get a world record in swimming.
Wow.
And I was like, seriously? And you take the little girl from Jamaica to do it?
We're really looking at something and saying in 2020 something, there's a first black person to do something. You are that person.
Swimming is another obstacle that we need to overcome. I think as a nation, living on an island and having so many gullies and rivers and lakes.
Hey, you're up to the gullies, you know?
Welcome back. Opposition spokesman on education, Senator Damian Crawford, is not veering from his rhetoric that the Jamaica Labour Party is committing a grave mistake in its expectations of the recently announced rural bus system for students. He challenged the government again while on tour with party executives in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth at the weekend. More from Kevin Black.
Opposition Senator Damian Crawford remains unmoved by the government's push to provide rural transportation come September for several thousands of students grappling with transportation woes.
No, I don't know why them send Darrell Vaz to count, because Darrell Vaz can't count past 10 without licking chest. So me want to know why them send him to come count to 600,000. I realize that maybe they want him kill himself, because the more he reach, tell him have a licking chest. By the time he reach 600,000, he must stay there.
Aside from suggesting the marketing by the government as one filled with lies, he reminded of the PNP's strategy to tackle the transportation challenges rural students face.
But what we say? We say we will go to the principals and to the guidance counselors and ask them who is having difficulty coming to school. Once we get that list, we will send our social workers to find out the reason why they have difficulty coming to school. And if the reason is transportation, we're going to look at which category of transportation is the problem. The first category is availability of transport, and the second category is the affordability of transport.
This, as he notes, some rural folks have access to transportation, but some drivers may refuse to travel to certain areas due to terrain or other concerns, a matter he says can be fixed through arrangements with local operators.
And if it is an affordability problem, once the child got to school, you will receive your $2,500 a week. They don't want money to you, they want money only to themselves. So when I hear them talk about labor right, none of them not bright like when Mark Hall in a 1 grade. Them not bright like when Dayton, their basic school. Them not bright like when I was in the womb.
He went further to suggest
small minds cannot solve big problems. The education system has deteriorated. I'm going to finish because the boss have to come, but let me say this. Me the one who know when Favor did a move, go to the Ministry of Finance. Because when she was at the Ministry of Education, she could what she did and she did what she could, but nothing wasn't good about it. So the only question I ask the labor rights, if by any chance you think you go win the next election, think again, because the people have asked me what can go so.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
We now turn to regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In Guyana, despite being sanctioned by the United States Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, for alleged corruption, People's Progressive Party PPP member and former permanent secretary appears to be getting a free pass from the ruling administration. More from HGP TV News.
United States sanctioned People's Progressive Party member May Thomas is seemingly getting a free pass by the People's Progressive Party civic government for her alleged involvement in the granting of gun licenses and the controversial award of contracts as cited by the U.S. Treasury Department's Office for Foreign Assets Control. On Thursday, her former immediate boss, Barra Jackdew, said that he has stopped asking the Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Revenue Authority about staff at the two entities' alleged involvement in the May Thomas and Azruddin Mohammed's allegation. Mr. Jackdew only focused on the presidential hopeful and kept May out of his mouth.
The goal issue will come up later. The police have to act on their own and so not to give us report, me as General Secretary of the PP or Vice President. I don't need any report on him or from the police or the GRA.
It's a mere 6 months into the year, and Barbados has already recorded 28 murders. And the head of the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit, Cheryl Willoughby, is warning that figure could potentially double by year-end if urgent actions are not taken to tackle the root causes of crime in society, particularly among young men. Here's the CBC.
So far, for the month of June, we would have had 10 murders. And I am sure that you all are aware, because you certainly follow the media, that we are almost at 30 murders for the year. If we continue on this trajectory, based on trend analysis, we may experience as many as 60 murders, 60 homicides for the year. And that is something that as Barbadians, as persons working with the youth, we do not want to see.
In international news, at least 70 people are known to have died in the flash floods that have swept through parts of central Texas. Hundreds of rescuers have been deployed to search for people who are missing. Details from the BBC.
Now into the third day of this rescue effort, and the death toll continues to rise inexorably. Emergency services and volunteers have been out by the camps ever since the floodwater hit, walking the trails, looking for the missing girls.
We're helping the parents of two of the missing children. And their house collapsed about 4 in the morning, and they were being washed away, and on her cell phone, the last message they got was, "We're being washed away," and the phone went dead.
So I'm just across the river now from Camp Mystic, and you can see where the recreation hall had its whole front wall torn away. There are still some rescue workers over there sifting through the debris because there are still some of the girls missing. But as time passes, now well beyond 48 hours after the flooding, hope of finding anyone alive is significantly diminishing. Debris still scatters the huts at Camp Mystic, where the girls were staying for the Independence Day holiday weekend. There are parents who still do not know where their children are, like Michael.
We got here and started looking, and the game warden showed up, or we went as far as we could downstream, but we don't have the equipment for that, so we're letting them do that, and then we're looking for places that they're gonna potentially be alive.
That's it for regional and international news. I'm Nika Lewis.
5 students from 3 different Jamaican high schools autographed their first books recently and are now seeing returns from their publications on Amazon, all because they responded to an opportunity presented by complete strangers who visited their schools. Inspire Jamaica has a special interest in one of those teenagers, and Carolyn Brown promises you will be happy to see who.
To embark on this journey of authorship at such a young age demonstrates not just talent, but also immense courage. It demonstrates dedication and a powerful embrace of your creative abilities.
A sound endorsement from the Deputy Chief Education Officer in the Ministry of Education, Winnie Berry, on behalf of the Minister of Education herself, Dana Morris Dixon.
Each of you has taken the generous opportunity offered by the Giving Pot Foundation, and guess what? You've penciled it. You turned it into reality.
Among the country's first student authors under this banner is Inspire Jamaica's Alana Tiana Johnson. Now, you may remember when we first introduced her, she was still attending the basic school at her church in the St. Catherine community where she lives.
The camera.
Action.
Sometime I tell her, you have just one life, Chelsea.
Surprisingly, as soon as it's lunchtime, she said, "Teacher, it's lunchtime." Even before any movement, she knows it is lunchtime.
It's the gusty style and spunk of this child that make it all the more complex in trying to decide how much Alana Johnson can really see. Even though she sometimes comes up blank, the way she struts across the grounds of the Gordon Penn Apostolic Basic School makes you do a double take. And years later, make no mistake, Alana is now a young lady still in the spotlight, and she's being allowed to fulfill her dreams by a visionary, the founder of the Giving Pot Foundation, Marcia Brown Robinson, an author herself, and a team of like-minded authors who look beyond what the eyes can envision in others.
I'm happy that we have unearthed the poet in Janet, the writer in Joshua, the inside thinker in Cornelia, Alana, who is visually impaired but has brought light in her book. Miss Torian, who has expressed some thoughts because I've read the books. And that is what we want to pull out here in Jamaica. I am so certain that Jamaica, we should encourage, this is our future. We definitely need to be strengthened in Jamaica. And I say